Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Epsilon 9 Plays Metal Saga. I can't hardly remember what we did last time, but I do know we beat Mad Maxwell, and that means that there's a little C in the bar here right now. There you are. This little conversation irks me just a tiny bit. Hey kid, you made it out alive, huh? Ellipses. Why'd you help me? Thanks, I owe you one. This right here is why it irks me. She didn't help me at all. It was not her intention to help me, as we could see from what her dialogue was when she shot that tank. And she didn't help me because, thanks to her interfering, even though I do get the bounty, I don't get the Manhunter tank in my bestiary. Huh? Ellipses. You're interesting, kid. But you should know that I never had any intention of helping you. Ellipses. You're talking about that camp, right? The truth is, I heard all the ruckus and didn't want to miss out on the fun. Ellipses. It just so happened that you managed to survive. Believe me, helping you was the last thing on my mind. See you later, kid, and be sure to toughen up. Look, just because she's an endgame boss and I can't technically beat her in a fight right now. Honestly, beating her in a fight is going to be really difficult when it comes to it. But it's not as if I'm weak. I'm way over-leveled for the area right now. And that means we're going to go up in our tanks, and we're going to be progressing on to the next area, which is far to the north. And we're going to go there the long way because we might just happen to run into some enemies along the way. It's not going to take that long, and if nothing really interesting happens, I'll cut it out. Don't you worry. I appreciate anyone who watches this. I love it every time our boys level up. I do. Got 320 out of that for in terms of money. Beat a couple barbarians a little ways back. One escaped, so I only killed two, and I got 160 for that. That's, what, 80 per barbarian? You get a lot of money just from walking around. Money's not... Which I guess is good that you get a lot of money because everything in this game costs money. Alright, do I actually have any spare shells? I can't remember. Yes, I do. The wrap shells are out of range, and so is the dog gun. Really should just go ahead and use the wrap shells. They're not overly expensive. I can buy more. So, we just passed Beldair. I don't believe there's anything over here, per se, until after we cross the bridge. Searching around here for items is going to be a lot easier after I find the metal detector, which... The metal detector to the mine detector is like the bug repellent as opposed to the bug spray. The metal detector is just better. It offers a wider range. Oh crap, I forgot about these guys. These stinking birds are all high, or they're all airborne. That's their position. It'd be even worse if they were high altitude, because being airborne just means that you have a lower chance of hitting them unless you have gear specifically designed to hit airborne enemies. High altitude enemies, however, I don't think you have any chance of hitting them unless you have weaponry specifically designed to hit airborne enemies. Which is fine, because that just encourages you to get two specific tanks in this game. There are two tanks in this game that are specifically anti-aircraft tanks. I'm going by memory here, and trying to see if I can't find some stuff around here. Because, well, for starters, I don't have the guide open. Let's see, the item checklist. Oh, hey! I vaguely remember these guys. And this is why, because much like a lot of the other enemies, by the time you come around here, they're not very powerful. At least if you've been following the trail I have. And it's a good thing that we do follow the trail that I have been following, because take a look at the levels right now. If we were only going by the hunter and the mechanic, we'd be at level 15 and we're already like at a higher level than either the dog or the soldier that you get access to. I think it was somewhere around here that we find something. Well, worst case scenario, we're just increasing our experience and money and increasing the likelihood that we'll just find something that's not already in the bestiary that we can add to. And as always, if nothing particularly interesting happens, I can cut it out. I do kind of wish you didn't have to come to a complete stop to use... There it is. Oh my. Yeah, that's gonna stay right there. We'll come back for that. But we did find the item that was missing. Not sure if the guide had that included. Future me, put a little notification right up here if it was included in the guide. But that was a 25mm anti-air cannon. That is specifically to be equipped on an anti-aircraft tank. It cannot be equipped on a standard tank. And come to think of it, while I'm up here, I might as well just go in there real quick. And by there, I mean this thing right here. This very obvious little fort, or ruins of a fort. We're not going to be exploring this area in its entirety just yet, but there are 2 bounties in here, and a lot of enemies. Oh, I forgot these 2 are also in here. I'm curious if that thing in the basement is actually alive. Well, we did pick... We did pick up some heat readings from it, but I don't think anybody up there could handle that thing. There's no point worrying about that now, is there? Look, if Lost Technology goes berserk, it's not really my problem. True, but do you think that Hunter kid will be alright? Oh, see, they're thinking about us. Or at least she is. And that thing in the basement that they're talking about is one of the bounties. I'll, probably fight in this episode. Maybe. This guy right here. This guy is the greatest enemy in the entire game. Intruders! You came for the anti-aircraft tank, didn't you? It's property of the Blueberry Army, and that means not you. Whoa, I'm not going to fight you. We're pacifists. That's a nonsense lie. I mean, if we fought you and lost, you'd be able to take the tank. If we don't fight, can't lose, and then you can't take the tank. See? There's no way around our brilliant strategy. He's completely right. If he doesn't fight me, I can't beat him, and thus I can't get the tank. He's got me. I can't do anything about it. I can't stop that strategy. I mean, I can. I just have to go upstairs and beat his boss, at which case he runs, because at that point he's no longer getting paid, and then I can just take the tank then. But still, it's that level of self-awareness it's brilliant. He's a very clever strategist. Don't fight the hero, you can't lose, and then he can't take your stuff. Now, what we're going to do first is we're going to head west. Took me to remember my cardinal directions. There's an enemy around here that's a bounty, has a very low encounter rate, and I'm hoping I don't encounter him now, because it's one of those things where if I run into him right now, it's going to be less likely that I run into him later. Statistically speaking, I guess. And I don't think I'm very well equipped to fight him right now. I kind of am, but I don't want to. I suppose if I do run into him by sheer coincidence, then I'll just take the chance and try and fight him, because if I fail, I can just try and find him again. It's just going to take a while. Because like I said, low encounter rate. Ugh. That's why speedruns of this game are technically impossible, or... No, they're not, actually. I'd be interested to see how you can speedrun this game. I mean, it's you gotta grind certain enemies in order to get enough money built up, in order to haul ass to Hell's Keep, which is the final town of the game, get the best weapons there, and then you can just try and fight the last boss. Welcome to the shop. How's about some items? What do you got exactly? Healing capsule. Yep, miracle and antidote. Okay, we already got enough of those, and we're kind of getting into the area where we're going to need the capsules that give 100 HP. Restarts the vehicle from shutdown. I think I've only ever had to do that once in all of my playthroughs. And antidote, I don't think we're going to need. I think the only... For the most part, I think that you can avoid any enemies that would give the poison status. There's a cave coming up that pretty soon that do have enemies that can inflict you with poison, but they we're mostly going to be in our tank for most of it, so the likelihood of us getting poisoned is very low. I was out in the desert the other day when I saw a large thing. It had a yellow head, and I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. Anyway, it ran off before I could get a hold of myself. I haven't seen it since, but I can't help but wonder. He's talking about the bounty that's in the area. I'm sure that it will... I'm sure the next area has a bounty for it. We've got some keen wares for all your tanks. Need any? Well, we can't buy them right now because we don't have our tanks with us. They're over on the other side. But aside from the 20mm AA cannon, because you got the 20... That was a 25mm that we found on the ground back there, right? This one's a little bit weaker, but... Whatever the hell the name of that tank back there that guy's guarding, that can equip 2 cannons. So we can get the one for free, and then we can get this one additionally. Most everything else on here is... just, it doesn't affect gameplay, but it makes it look nice, whatever that word is. Future me put the, word up. Red and blue flag, that's obvious. Decal, it kind of looks like, a straightened out Nike swoosh, I think, is what the decal looks like. And the tail chain, it just, like, leaves this straight line behind your tank. It doesn't, like, curl around to follow where your pathway was. Honestly, I think the tail chain would be interesting if there was, like, a graboid type enemy in the game, and the only way to draw it out to attack you is if you drag that behind you. The only thing that actually does anything is this one right here, the most expensive thing in the game. Not the most... It's the most expensive thing in the shop. The spiked fender, which is a bumper with spikes on it. The main character gets access to a skill called Bulldoze. I'm not entirely sure if he has that right now. Yeah, he does. Charges into enemies when the spiked fender is equipped. I think only the main character has access to that technique. And if he... Obviously, if he equips that spiked fender onto whatever tank he has, then he can ram into enemies and deal damage. It's a nice little thing that he has the ability to do, but why would you ever do that? The main cannon does more damage. It's only just there in case, say for example, you run out of ammo, but at that point I can either use Bulldoze, which is going to cost me money every time I use it, or I can just use my subgun. In cases where I run out of main, I'm most likely going to have my tank rendered inoperable from all the damage I take before I actually run out of money. Or, excuse me, before I actually run out of shells to fire. I think there's something in here. Yep. Crimson shirt. Red shirt with a stylish pattern. Equip that. Offers 19 protection. That's plus 6. That's quite a bit, actually. That's actually weaker, so... Fireproof coat. Equip that. Yeah, just as I thought. So I can sell the fireproof coat next time I hop to a store. I think I'm just gonna hop over to this next town and end the episode there. As soon as I kill these pollies... Thunderbirds! And an F-16 Falcons. Oh dear. Oh dear. Kirya's tank is really badly damaged. He can still drive it, I think, can't he? He didn't pop out. Oh no, the C unit's broken. Nope, can't do anything about that. Item. This is why we have repair kits. I'll get it fixed properly next time I'm in a town. I don't know if this next town has a garage. This is Torikami. This is a very Japanese town. They're not big on technology per se, but they do have vending machines because it's Japan. We got tank rentals here at least. Let's see, what do we got in the ways of bounties? Eagle 1. Dang it. No, I want to... Screw it. I'll talk to this guy first. Is the Hunter office, how may I help you? This week's target is still the Rocket Mole. Outlaw info. Let's see, Eagle 1. An aerial monster that resembles both a bald eagle and a bomber plane. Be prepared to use anti-aircraft weapons against it. Yes, that's the thing, is because he's airborne, it's best to fight him with anti-aircraft tanks, or at least anti-aircraft shells, and it flies all around the eastern continent, and you find him by, you see in the poster he's got that shadow on the ground? Occasionally you'll see that shadow flying around. It's very unlikely that you're ever going to see that shadow flying around because, like I said, he flies around the entirety of the eastern continent. So wherever you are, chances are pretty good he's not. The Orochi. An enormous many-headed snake said to live in a cave north of Torikami. The locals refer to this cave as the Snake's Den. The Sewer Demon. A monster said to inhabit the sewers of Morgtown. It should be noted that the town itself is only rumored to exist. Yeah. And the Ghost Tank, the most valuable target on the list. It's been sighted in a northern desert of the east called the Tank Graveyard. Kinda spooky, it's got ghost soldiers near it. Good luck, Mr. Rich Kid. I'll talk to you in a minute. What the heck do you do again? Specialize in vehicle parts. Would you like to see our merchandise? I guess I could drive my tanks in here, but, yeah. Got the 30mm AA cannon, so you can either buy the 20mm or the 30. I think I'd like to go for the 30. And the Swatter's an anti-aircraft gun. I might equip that to one of my tanks. Maybe. I don't think I would need the 120mm rifle, though. I think I get access to something better, just more or less for free. And this is the assembly shop. We can assemble handheld weapons here. You got, I think I mentioned this. You got the two types of assembly. You got the assembly of tank parts, and you got the assembly of items that you use on foot. Healing drink, those I believe are what heals you 100 HP or 150. AA grenades. Might want to go ahead and buy some of those. Don't need large tile packs, because we're hardly using the smaller medium. And the Crimson Manzier. I can afford to buy one. The Crimson Manzier is... It's a protector, and it's the most powerful one that we have access to at this point. And as always, if you can buy 3... Wait. Okay, I just did the quick math in my head. Yeah, it's the same price either way. But buying the 3 separately increases the likelihood that you'll hit the lottery. Like, we almost just did! And on that disappointing note, I'll go and save the episode here, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.